It is nearly 4 months since the beginning of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Today, an examination of how Ukraine can maintain Western attention so that it can continue to get the military, humanitarian and economic aid it needs. The Ukrainian president has mastered communicating with a global audience over the past 3.5 months, but it is an audience that has a short attention span. Western support is critical to the Ukrainian effort to defend its territory, and for its counter-offensives to regain those parts of the country seized by the Russian military. Sustaining this support means that Ukraine, its president, its citizen information warriors and diplomatic corps will need to continue their efforts to engage the politicians and populations of the United States, Europe and beyond Adam Vasil. Both sides possess the will and the resources to continue fighting well into 2023 and possibly beyond, but at some point, Russia's size, brutality and relative wealth will begin to crush the Ukrainians without ongoing Western assistance. Despite their courage and battlefield success so far, the Ukrainians could still lose this war if the West doesn't continue, or even step up, its support. What are the mechanisms available to the Ukrainians to sustain this support? First, and most importantly, the Ukrainians will need to sustain their national unity in opposing the Russian invasion. So far, there has been a remarkable level of cohesion in the Ukrainian government and the wider community. Second, the Ukrainians will need to build transparency about where Western aid is being sent. They should use this transparency as a positive feedback loop to ensure more assistance. Third, President Zelensky and his ministers will need to continue providing information to government leaders in the international community so that they can communicate the costs and benefits of supporting Ukraine in this war. While Zelensky's speeches online are powerful, ultimately it is elected officials in multiple nations who must convince their people of the need for sacrifices, mainly in the form of inflation, to combat Russian aggression. Fourth, the Ukrainians have a major role to play in combating Russian disinformation operations around the world. Few understand Russian motivations and strategy like the Ukrainians. Finally, as he has done throughout the war, President Zelensky will need to provide Western audiences with a compelling purpose for their attention and for their assistance. While the case for resisting Russian aggression is clear, and the brutality of Russian operations well documented, Zelensky and his government must ensure they develop new and innovative ways to describe why defending Ukraine is important. To sustain the attention of impatient populations and fickle politicians, the Ukrainians must take nothing for granted about ongoing international assistance, and will need to continue to work hard on their global influence campaign. Westerners are shedding little blood to defend Ukraine, but Western aid and support is vital to help Ukraine win a fight against authoritarian aggression that, in the long term, benefits us all. End.